G'day guys and welcome to 39 Games. I am 39Gamer39 and today I'm going to talk about my very first mod, how it came to be, what inspired me to create it, and why it was so shit. It is called Mutant Crisis. There are three different versions that I'll be talking about when it comes to Mutant Crisis. There is the original, the remake, and the reboot. So with the original version, it was about a man called Sam Micro.
Oh yeah baby, sexy Sam.
Who is retired from the military and has his house blown up by an enemy from his past. He is rescued by a soldier from the Pacific Army. You were being watched by the Pacific Army to see if your previous skills in the military can help bring peace between the Pacific Army and Crow's opposing force, which happen to be the mercenary forces that you fight against throughout this mod. You join the Pacific Army and hunt down Crow, which later you see his documents talking about a recently discovered mutant life form, which has begun to spread.
What the fuck? What the hell are Trojans?
You then meet up with Captain Kintz, who is under deep cover for the Pacific Army, to confirm the reality of these creatures. You travel to a remote island to find them and face them. You and Captain Kintz must stop the crisis. The origins of this mod go way back to 2009 when I wanted to make a standalone game using the Far Cry 1 resources, etc, etc. Bear in mind, I had no idea that modifications even existed. So I went for an entire game, but I didn't have any confidence and it never came to be. 2011 was the year when I started high school and I was still using CryEngine, trying to figure out all sorts of things. I had signed up for CryMods, the only website available dedicated to Far Cry modding. There was a forum board called the CryModding Portal, but it was taken down by Crytek about 2-3 years ago. That is where I learnt the basics about making mods for Far Cry. I asked a lot of questions which helped with the development of the original Mutant Crisis project greatly. I was inspired by John CJG and his series RB the Chief. It taught me that you can create something that you wouldn't like yourself but others would enjoy. So I thought I could pursue my little dream, making a campaign-based mod for Far Cry. Then I had started work on Mutant Crisis. I remember the first thing I did for the mod was change some of the textures and sound effects from the original Far Cry, and I did go through some of the scripts to change certain values for the player, such as stamina amounts, movement speeds, and made them all slightly more realistic. Not a lot was changed compared to vanilla Far Cry, but there were noticeable changes. Now, remember when I said I was inspired by John CJG and his series RB the Chief? Well, yes, Mutant Crisis was heavily inspired by it. Inspired too much that the main characters are voiced by Microsoft Sam and Microsoft Mike and variants of the voices.
Go not go and get some.
The same personalities of the two were used also, to a degree. I look back on it and it's the only thing that I hate about the old versions. It's awful dialogue, voices, and sudden twist in the end of the story. Mutant Crisis originally had only 10 levels, 2 of which were not created by me. One was a vanilla level from Far Cry 1 and another one was by someone on the CryMods page. They were short, badly made, and one of them was long and tedious. Look at me, bad-mouthing my own project. It was decent enough, it was little kid quality. Bear in mind I was 12 years old when I did this. Each level that I had made, I did not have much knowledge of making detailed looking levels. I still have trouble with that to this day.
It's a jungle, stupid. They got big rats.
Not like this one, man. I mean, it was like really huge. Like mutant huge.
You worry too much.
So they were quickly made, containing the occasional cutscenes with a couple of objectives. They were so basic. It really turned out to be a showcase of what a 12-year-old is really capable of. I released Mutant Crisis on CryMods on January 28th, 2012. It had received mixed reviews, but the players seemed to enjoy it. Though questioning certain things I did with the mod, such as the choice of voices and the multiple bugs, I was pretty proud by the reception. I look back on it and wonder, how the fuck did it do so well, despite how shit it was? I had learned a lot of things from developing this mod. I learned about using textures, some alpha channels, making videos, working with audio, compressing said videos and audio, mapping in CryEngine 1, storyboarding out cutscenes, and a bunch of scripting techniques. I think that's about it with the original Mutant Crisis, so let's move on to its remake. remake holds the exact same name as the original, obviously, with the redone logo, and overall the mod was drastically improved, but still containing the same kinds of voices for dialogue used in the original, which I still hate.
Where am I?
It does have the exact same story with a few changes, a few cosmetic, such as graphics, sound, improved cutscenes and all. All the levels were remade from scratch. This version contained 9 levels, cutting out the giant, long, and tedious level based in mountains. I utilised my drastically improved skills overall to make this mod, and the turnout was more pleasing compared to the original, in my opinion. The story is about Sam Micro, who has retired from the military and has been rescued by the Pacific Army when they failed to rescue Sam from Crow, who was his arch enemy from the military who went AWOL and starting his own force against the other armies. The changes to the story would be about the origins of the mutants and some backstory too for some character. I began work on the remake in May 2013 and promised release in July, but the lazy shit that I am, I took my sweet ass time working on it and I had it released in November 2013. I don't remember a lot of the reception for the mod because not a lot of people played it, but I do recall it being better than the original. I mean, that's a given. I felt that I accomplished something more. Now, on to the last version, which is being announced right now. The name and the logo have been changed to Mutant Crisis. Get it? Like Cry from Far Cry and all that. Something I should have had from the start. The reboot will contain pretty much the same story and levels, but remastered with new real person dialogue, pretty much voiced by me. There will be a lot more story elements and much more intriguing and interesting story. Why is this ancient mod of mine being rebooted? I wanted to be what it should have been. Yes, it was my first mod, and it was a good creation for a first timer, but I want it to be something more. I don't really know the dates of release or anything, but I will be working on it along with my other billions of bloody projects through the year. So, that was all about Mutant Crisis. What did you think of this video? Hearing about my first creation and interest into the modding world. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe, share the video, share it with your mates and everything, and be sure to check out the mod itself if you like to play Far Cry and want to play a fresh kind of campaign. The next video will be about my second released mod and my second most popular one, all in all, in my opinion. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.